Dr. Scott Anderson, top 5 causes of divorce. Let's get back to those countdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lack of intimacy in sex, the infidelity and trust issues, like we said, that's a breakdown in communication, what leads to a breakdown in the emotional intimacy, then the physical intimacy. People stop having sex, kissing, hugging, etc. And then that leads to the mistrust and then infidelity. Finances, this is another big one. I get asked a question all the time. What do you think would be the best way to deal with finances in a marriage? And I say have 3 accounts. One for your individual and personal, and your spouse's individual and personal, to do with whatever you want with, reasonably. And then they have the us account. That's for the family, the kids, everybody, and then that has to be mutually agreed upon how things are going to be spent.
Yep.
That way, if there's issues, you can do your own thing, they can do their own thing. There's still independence and their own autonomy, but then you have the us fund. So I think that's obviously the best way to go.
Yep. People can pay the mortgage out of there.
Sure, it's not ideal for everybody, but in general, that would probably be
I can see
most
competition
conducive.
arising, though.
Of course.
Like, oh, well, you put this money in there, and I put money in there.
Equal amount proportionally.
Yeah.
Equal amount proportionally. If he makes 100,000, if she makes 50,000, great. Then you put 10% of whatever it is goes into the kitty. Period.
Yeah, sure.
And then that way it's equally distributed. The other big one is the lack of equity. Like I was saying before, the man-child or the arrested adolescent syndrome, where the guy wants a mom to just feed him, do this, take laundry, all that stuff. Listen, if in traditional values, if that person agrees to that, great, but this has to be agreed upon. It has to be talked about, and that's why I say having that one time a week to discuss, well, what's the minimum requirements?
Yep.
What can we accept and work together on that? And same with women. They have this the queen phase now, the queens and the trophy wives. It used to be the trophy wives, I guess now they're queens, where they just want the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
Yeah.
And that's not realistic. Neither are realistic. Okay.
Yeah.
An arrested adolescent that wants a mommy, that's not realistic for a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
So those have to be discussed and come to an agreement with. And then finally, you've got really, I would say the conflict in arguing, and this one is in my purview as well with addiction. Believe it or not, most of arguing and conflict that happens in marriages are because of substance abuse. Overindulgence with alcohol or drugs, and then that leads to financial immaturity or making bad decisions, and then that leads to arguments about mistrust, infidelity, all kinds of issues.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's based on the economy. This article talked about, it says, as parents today spend many more hours working as primary caregivers than they did in the past. Employers, governments, societies have a duty to support them. So you look at that, and 48% of parents with younger children say they're completely overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
1 minute, back to you, Scott.
Yeah. Parents are overwhelmed because of the finances and having to take on multiple different roles in order to just survive. It's already stressful raising kids, but to be overwhelmed financially while you're doing it is twice the load. So again, that's where these sitting down, talking, getting support, communication is key, and organization is key, and creating a financial responsibility is key as well.
You can find them online, sharethelovecharities.org. That's the golf tournament coming up on the 17th, Sunday, November 17th, Plantation Palms. Sharethelovecharities.org. And what's your other site?
It's Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa. That's the clinic where we facilitate education, treatment, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, Doc.
Love being here. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, take